Hello.
Live.
Hello.
Hello.
Today World Socionics Society interviews Elena Ames-Hagba. Hello, Elena. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. I've been busy. I've done one interview. This is the second one. I got a Skype call later, so I'm just being very productive today. Right. Question one. How did you get into typology?
Well, first of all, I started getting exposure into psychology at the college, and then later on, of course, it's kind of interesting and fascinating. And about 10 years ago, more than that, I was looking into other things like Myers-Briggs and DISC and stuff like that. Yeah, I always had a question left unanswered after that. Okay, so what? So I know myself. I think I know who my husband is, and but what can I do with that? And there was always kind of not satisfaction inside, and so I just kind of gave up on that. And but then one day, my friend just kind of gave me the book by Filatova, and she opened up the page, and she just said, "Why don't you read it?" So I started reading, and I started giggling. I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this is me." She's like, "I know, it's you." I was like, "How do you know?" And she's like, "Well, because you're very typical." So it's like, okay, so what's typical? So I started reading that book, and then I figure out, oh, okay, well, there's actually an answer to my question. So what? So I knew exactly what I needed to do or didn't need to do at that point. And so I got my answers. Yeah, that's how I got into socionics, and took me several months to actually understand how this whole model works, and because it's not easy, especially if you don't know anything.
So yeah, basically, so one of your friends basically introduced you to socionics, just gave you the books to address a practical need, and then you very quickly was able to spend time working it out, trying to make yourself almost an expert on the model.
Well, right. Well, at first, being ESE, I actually took that book with tests and I started typing everybody around because I was interested in practicing versus, okay, let's learn something. And when I got somebody wrong, then I went back. I was like, well, I better read something then, because I didn't know how to type people yet. So, and that's how I was reading and practicing. And but she was in socionics for many, many years before she introduced me to that.
I see. And were you interested in psychology before then, or did you just go straight into socionics?
Well, as I said, we did have a course, a couple of courses actually in college. But after that, I just kind of got busy with life and immigration and everything. So it wasn't something that I was constantly learning. But I would read a lot of things like articles. I was subscribed to Psychology Today for many, many years too. So I was interested to read. Now I don't do that. I know everything.
Okay. Do you work or go to college?
I work,
Mm-hmm.
but I did go to college too. And I have 3 higher degrees, so I did go 3 times. So,
Oh wow.
I know. So
So what do you work as?
what's that?
What do you work as?
Oh, my work, it's called Deluxe Corporation, and I support small business side of it. And I'm responsible for compliance and risk. And I pretty much monitor regulations, international regulations, and see if we need to change anything in our business in order to minimize the liability and all the other. Yes, I live in my super ego pretty much all day.
As you say, you're able to be productive. You're able to get the facts together and the details and make it work.
Yeah, and since I'm a lawyer, economist, and linguist, so I can combine all those 3, I guess, educations in one, and I end up in compliance. That's exactly where I am. So, yes, I am drawing pretty charts and tables.
So did you have?
Yeah.
Did you Did you have to take all those higher degrees to get into compliance, or was that just something you did for interest?
Well, it's being the ESE, I'm an extremely curious person in general, and there is nothing that would stop me from learning what I want to learn. If I'm extremely curious, I will go for it. And but I'm also very practical. I always wanted to be a lawyer before I got into college, but unfortunately, Soviet Union collapsed then, and everything just kind of the whole structure collapsed, and the only option I had is medical institute or linguist to be a linguist, foreign affairs institute. And so I just, you know what, I already speak English, so it was just one of the easy ways versus within 6 months to really crank on, biology, chemistry, and all other stuff that I was like, you know what, I don't think I can pull it. And so I went over there to get my bachelor's degrees. And but after that, actually, I started working on my second year and got into a lot of translations, of course, interpretation and stuff. But later on, I was hired for to work as a paralegal at the law firm, and that's where I got my exposure to legal field. And it seemed like after that, I worked a lot for lawyers, and it was just natural to. But I started as a paralegal, well, interpreted as a paralegal, and then I was running their marketing division. That's where I got my degree in economics, so I can, use that where I was. But then, I moved to the United States and again started working with lawyers. It's just, I was like, okay, maybe it's a hint. I gotta go get a degree and stuff. And but when I got to the law school, I didn't want to be the lawyer. I wanted to use the practice of knowledge and actually be more in, with the business. And that's what compliance does. It's you go and you research regulations, and then you actually go and work with business on making either different process or procedures, or you actually do something versus just kind of read research. That's what I like.
You like it's not so about the research much as actually being practical, actually doing things with what you've learned.
Right.
So. Okay. Now, how are you when you're at work? How do you behave? What's your manner?
Oh, I am very quiet. I do not talk to anybody. I do not speak really much because whenever I'm doing research, as I said, I'm doing analysis, I'm spreadsheets, charts, graphs, you name it, PowerPoints. So I really don't have time to goof around or do something. But occasionally, every 2 hours, I need to get away from my desk and actually go talk to people. Or I'll go shopping, where I buy lots of cookies and brownies, and I bring to the office, and I was like, okay, you're not allowed to go shopping during the lunchtime because, I bring sweets to people. And, so it's, you can't be on with both functions. The role and leading function cannot be on all the time.
You're kind of forced to be productive and work with the actual details and facts around you. So you kind of have to temporarily switch off your people and influencing skills. But as soon as you get, as you find this draining over time, so you need to take a break. So immediately you then go back into your main approach is actually influencing people, actually helping people to make sure they're well fed, make sure they're happy, making sure there's some sort of social interaction going on.
Right. But of course, if there is any chance or opportunity, if somebody walks in my office, hey, I have a question, I use that opportunity not just to be always business kind of talk, but always, say something, laugh, or if I, know a joke, right, at that particular situation, we will always laugh. So, I'm very friendly, even with, like VP level people or somebody, they, when they see me, I mean, they know me by now. Of course, I feed everybody in the office, so it's different.
Okay. Do you enjoy your job?
I do, very much do. But I kind of interesting. Every couple of years, I start thinking, I don't know, maybe it's my super eat, maybe it's this NE, but I have to stay curious. I love routine. I love when I have my system, everything works out. But about every 2 years, it's I need to get either a new project or I need
Mm.
to learn something else. And that's what I found out myself, that every 2 years I end up either in a new project or a new role. Doesn't have to be a new company or something. Um, yeah, so I mean I like, but everything, of course, when you know it's too much, like imagine you eat ice cream 24 hours a day, you won't like it anymore.
You kind of need a
Not
bit
as
of
fun,
variety.
right? Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to do instead?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Mm.
um, well, I'm kind of doing it instead to compensate what I do at work. I do at home. I am involved in Socionics, of course, as you know, and
Mm.
I'm also doing photography. Um, it's been several years since I started doing it outside my immediate circle of people I love and appreciate. So now I actually um, take pictures of other people and their families, and that's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun, and I have my own page now. It's it's not going as fast, and I don't make a lot of money on it too, but I don't
Mm.
have to do it full time, so it's just kind of a couple of times a month, and I go meet those people. It's great. So instead, what I don't think. I mean, when you're good at something, would you completely throw it away? Probably not. Um, and I know how to be good at what I do. Um, and if I'm not good at something, I'll always ask. I'm not afraid of asking if I don't understand something. And then you'll be surprised. A lot of people will be willing to help you or answer the question.
Mm. Okay, so in other words, these things that you kind of like to do instead, that you've made into your hobbies almost, are very, very people oriented.
Hmm.
So this is further goes an idea of taking a break away from the whole objective facts of your job and moving into this more interpersonal atmosphere. And you're doing that through your photography and through your socionics.
Yep, exactly right.
Mm.
And I meet tons and tons of people through that. Very interesting people. Sometimes you never know who you meet, and sometimes it's oh, that was weird. But most of the time it's you have a lot of great of satisfaction. You help somebody and you have
Okay. How do you behave at home or when you're on your own?
fun. When I'm on your own, on my own, I was gosh, well, there are several stages of me. I guess when I get home, I it's just me. I feed. We dance with kids. We listen to music. Go for walks. We do lots of. I guess this is who I am at home really. When I'm on my own, this is my personal time to actually sit down and think. I do appreciate that time because typically I don't have that time for myself. Like at work, I think about work, and at home, I think about other people. And I have really maybe hour and a half at night when everybody's quiet. I prefer that time just to either read the news or something for myself, and
Mm.
or even if it's chat with somebody through like Facebook, and usually all these conversations have a lot of sense and a lot of meaning. So
Mm.
yeah. So it's sort of
Okay.
like I need that time to. I guess it's my super id, maybe TI. Seating is like, okay, sit down and think now. What do we want to do? So anyway,
I see. Um, and what are you? Okay, we'll cover your hobbies and interests. How are you with family?
family. Family is everything to me. Um, People who I love, it's probably the best feeling I have when I see those people. and I'll do anything for them. I will want them to smile. I want them to be happy. I'll try to avoid any conflict with anybody, which sometimes is not a good thing for me personally because it can build up. But if I have to choose between my work or my family, I'll pick my family. I won't even hesitate because I know I can find another work anywhere else. Is it something I prefer to do? If I'm put in that kind of situation, probably not. Just because I like routine. I like when everything is established and I know what I'm doing. It's easier to plan, I guess, and live that way. But yeah, probably. And at home, I'm very relaxed. I think it's because at work I have to be kind of mobilized all the time. Kind of ready to do something. But I hope I do take that chance and relax and goof around a lot. Honestly, that's it.
How are you with friends?
Same way. I mean, it depends. If they are I have very close friends, and I treat them as a family. There's no difference as a family. So, but other acquaintances, it's I mean, of course, I have fun. Like go to karaoke night and sing your heart out with those people. Of course, it's always fun. My close friends, I keep them as a family.
So it's also you have like a sense of a circle, and people, your friends, you can kind of bring them into the circle, and then there's no difference between them and family.
Right, exactly. We just blend. Like kids play together. We socialize almost every weekend, and then there are people who I really like, but not necessarily they're like by my close friends or by my family. So it's I'll need to find that time for them separately, and it's fun. As I said, we'll go out, we'll do things, and everything.
Okay, and how are you with relationships?
I don't know. I never think about that. I always believe if relationships exist, they're meant to be. I don't build them forcefully. I do not break them forcefully. I just if I have people in my life, that means that it means something. I won't be. I mean, I know exactly what's going on. If somebody's trying to provoke me for some sort of manipulation, hey, what's your relationship with me? Just absolutely hate it. Because I never hide my emotions towards people I really love. So it should be clear how I view that relationship, and I won't be the one who will be imposing relationships or manipulating that or break up somebody forcefully, because I don't believe in force anyway.
So no, almost like your way of approaching things, about for everyone, you're just as open with everyone. You're very open with everyone. You're very clear of your emotions, and so you kind of almost counterintuitive when someone expects you to adopt some special rules for them because they're supposed to be closer to you. So there must be a different way of acting to them compared to other people.
Right. But again, I'm very aware of if something is happening. If I see somebody said something towards somebody, I could see like the level of that relationship. But I read emotions more than anything. And yeah, so I hate that one. Absolutely no.
Okay. What are you good at in life?
Everything.
Good at everything. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, cooking. I'm very good at organizing events. Okay, so the New Year party, the birthday party, you name it. And it doesn't have to be huge. But of course, I'll be the clown. I'll dress up like in GP or something. Like this is what we did for the New Year. I'll come up with some, like a fortune-telling crap, like what the New Year will bring to you, and you have to pick like a little piece of paper from a hat, and of course there's something goofy and funny will be in that hat. Or some clever games like Are You Faster Than Elena? Catching flies, something really stupid, but everybody's laughing, it's not a lot of people will play, but
So very good kind of fun everyday activities for people to enjoy.
right. Oh, I can arrange a trip, like this is what I want to do in the fall, to get together with several photographers locally here and go up north for like taking pictures of this. The fall is really, really beautiful here. So just take that as an opportunity to go actually do something, hike, be in that nature, breathing that beauty, and it's just, wonderful stuff.
Okay.
I'm
What are you
good.
bad at?
Huh?
Oh, sorry. Were you about to say more?
Yeah, I said that I'm good at matching people. I matched several couples, and they got married, happy. So I'm good at that too. I'm a matchmaker.
Ah.
Yeah, use my powers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you bad at in life?
Oh gosh, good question. Bad at. Bad at controlling my emotions. Bad at not feeding everybody. Some people. Sometimes it's hard to force yourself to do something which is boring, not interesting. I would delay until the very, very moment. I'm bad at feeling, if I'm obligated to do something, I would not want to do that. Because I don't believe in obligation. I believe in, if I do something for others, it means that I want to. I don't want people to manipulate me in doing, so I do something for them because I have to, and I would try to avoid those situations as much as I can.
So in other words, it's for you. It's not so much about being made to do things; it's about enjoying what you're doing.
Right. So I'm really bad at. I mean, I know how to do them, but if I have a choice to do something else, I would do something else.
What brings admiration? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I said, of course, I suck at time, but everybody knows that.
Oh, time management. Yeah.
Time management is something that I don't do well. No patience whatsoever. So it takes really, really hard to just sit and wait. It's like, no, I can't sit and wait. I have to move.
And also, I noticed when we were organising the interview, you kind of said, "Oh no, half an hour's too long, too long."
Oh gosh, see. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, right. Okay. What brings admiration and criticism from others?
If somebody tells me that, I guess somebody, yeah, if somebody compliments me, my thinking ability is, or my intuitive ability, like if I forecast something, like by accident, and it comes true, then of course it's very, very satisfying. If somebody tells me that I'm very practical, which I think I am, and not necessarily like, oh, you're so good at, people skills, like I know that, it's whatever, sure, thank you, but it doesn't do anything for me. Of course, if somebody calls me a clown, you're so stupid, kind of, I will say whatever, because I know I will play fool most of the time. I will tease most of the time, because if I have a choice to be serious, 100% or be a clown 100%. I will pick the clown percent just to see the smile on my face, for example. Um, but yeah, if somebody truly knows me, that's the best compliment to say how, I guess, how analytical I could be.
Okay. Bring admiration and criticism from yourself.
Myself, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I never focus on criticism. I mean, I know what I suck at, and it's I had to admit it at some point of time, and it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna work on it or improve it. I have my means to improve, I guess my appearance in front of others. With my time management, everything has to be on the calendar, and if it's not, then I know I'm screwed up. Certain things, but it's not something I'm gonna beat up myself every minute. It's like whatever. I know what my weaknesses are. Let's put it this way, and I'm okay with them.
Describe your ideal place, setting, or world. Describes
Can you repeat again? I didn't hear you.
Describe your ideal place, setting, or world.
Somewhere, a big land with lots of trees, the lake or the river, several houses on the same land, and in those houses I see my favorite people I love, my own families. I believe like a commune place, but everybody has their own space though. And then there's a central location where you can socialize if you want to, with a library, the workout room, the sauna room, maybe like a dance room as well. And if you feel like, you come over. There's a big kitchen, has to be a big kitchen, a movie theater for everybody if you want to socialize, watch movies, or do whatever. And at the same time, if you feel like, you know what, I've had enough of you, you can go to your place and do your stuff. That would be ideal, I think.
So that's kind of a free, very open, fun-oriented area.
Yeah, where you can go and hunt or fish and then go in the lake. But it has to be not far away from a city as well, just because I want to go shopping and go out to restaurants and stuff like that. And so it kind of has to be convenient for everything. Which does not.
What would be the philosophy of this environment like? What would be the values of this environment?
Alpha, definitely. Everything has to be, you can say what you want, you can do what you want, you're not obligated to do anything. If you want to be alone, you want to be alone. If you want to do something, then go ahead and do it. Yeah, nothing will be judged. Sad.
Okay. And describe a bad place, a situation where you feel hopeless and fear and insecure. What would be these causing these insecurities?
Insecurities. Good question. Sometimes when you're laying down at night and all of a sudden you get a wave of worry, that like, what if something happens, or something that you don't have that stability. I think if I lose my stability, that feels like I don't have a ground under my feet at all. A big change, like move to another city, another house, another country, is just something that there's so much stress I can't even describe, and my inability to plan and predict events in time is not very strong. So it's I would overplan, overpredict, and sometimes it's and I could see how not practical that could be. I think it's a lot easier for me personally to create another type of routine and then slowly move over there. Like ideally, if I have to move to another house, okay, so I would have to buy a second house and slowly move in, kind of live in two places and just see how I like it, you know, and then okay, so I like it now here, so I can abandon this one, but it has to be somewhat predictable, and
Yeah.
so that's the bad situation. It's the worst scenario if I don't feel stability. It's
You
bad.
kind of like the idea of getting two houses. Like you have to try and keep your physical surroundings under a certain amount of control. You try and keep because you're unaware what the future is going to be. You kind of have to keep your present under control. So
Exactly.
if you're trying to move house, you kind of keep two houses so you can easily drop one whenever you feel like it.
Yes, exactly. And the same thing with like work, for example. If I can't just go and start looking for another job and kind of quit whatever I don't like doing. I will start exploring. Is there another project? Maybe I will stay at this work, but is there another project I can be involved in? Will I like it? And that's what I did when I moved from legal department to business development. That was, I mean, I never had any experience, but I started helping those guys, and they said, why don't you come over and work with us? Real estate? I never had real estate. Commercial real estate? Never did commercial real estate. But I was curious enough, and they saw that I could do that job, so they actually offered me a position then. So, and that's how I ended up moving to another role. But I would never like, okay, well, I'll just apply, hire me. It's like, no, I have to be comfortable with what I'm doing.
Okay. What do you feel about the world we live in? What are your opinions? What do you feel about the world we live in? What are your opinions, affirmations, and criticisms of the present day and the people in it?
I think people are uptight about statuses. I think people are too aggressive. A lot of focus on the money, a lot of violence, and I think I know it exists, violence somewhere, just not around me. I prefer not to see it, not to read. That's why I don't watch TV. I don't read, try not to read every single news. I don't stay focused on those conflicts that are going on around the world. Yeah, call me stupid, call me negligent, call me whatever. I don't care. I don't want to think about those things. Breaks my heart to see families and kids. I know it exists. I just prefer not to see it. Too bad when people use powers, meaning if I'm rich, it means that I'm free to do anything. Don't like that. I do relate a lot with simple people, even if they're rich, even if they have powers, meaning like I'm a CEO of Walmart, for example. But you look at the life of that person, and he just drives a regular car, lives in a regular house, and he wears regular clothes, and he shops at Walmart. You know, or he eats at the cafeteria. So there is no, I don't like that imposing of those statuses of this. Because people are people, you know, because I know everybody goes home and everybody has families and kids and everybody has negative emotions and everybody says stupid stuff. It's, you know, something common we have among people. So I don't like when people say I'm more equal than you are, which is okay to think. It's just I don't agree with that. So.
Okay. So that's all the questions. If anyone's watching, how many people are watching? Let's take a look. Oh, we've got 3 viewers. Okay. If everyone's watching and they don't want to hear my analysis just yet, then please turn off the video. Elena, I agree with you that you're most certainly an ethical sensory extrovert. You're very welcome. I think it's very clear that you have that leading extroverted ethics. You're very much about creating and instilling fun atmospheres with people. And although you found yourself in a far more work and productivity oriented environment, and you've had to put on this role of being productive, of actually getting the facts and putting together and working hard at it, as soon as you can, you break away from that and you go back into actually looking after the emotional and physical needs of your colleagues, and also creating fun environments at home with your family, and pursuing hobbies that, like your photography and socionics, that actually do allow you to connect with people, do allow you to actually have an effect on people. Now, I can also see this creative introverted sensation. I can see that you don't like forceful environments. You prefer to actually look after people's physical needs. You tend to almost overfeed people, and this sense of being nice, comfortable surroundings seems to be something which you also very much value. And also the idea that you put aside and you can also, you kind of keep away from yourself thinking of aggressive things and thinking of unpleasant things. You prefer to keep things pleasant. You're not interested in these sorts of news because it just disrupts your sort of feeling of comfort in your own environment. However, seems to be a great deal of demonstrative extroverted sensation. You're a very assiduous person. You're very good at you're quite a go-getter. You're good at working at it. You're good at going into a job and putting your best, and actually and also as soon as you feel that you need to do something more, you then go and you get your right degree, you then go and do it, and you're very good at, you seem to have a lot of excess energy that you can put into things and making things happen for yourself. I think that you also have, your weak points are very clear in that you are not good at time management. You can be rather impatient, you can be, you get insecure specifically about possible future things, like if you're going to leave a job, you can't just go straight into the thick of it not knowing where it's going to take you. You kind of need to have actually eased yourself into the right job after exploring, after seeing the different possibilities, mobilizing extrovert intuition, and then easing into the right sort of job that's better for you. And same thing with your house. You will see different possible houses, and you try out one, then try out the next, and you only drop one when you're actually sure that this is the one you want to stick with. So this idea that you don't like the idea of just having a sense that this is the future house. You don't know what the future house is. You see possible houses, and then you go over the right house. At the same time, you seem someone who also appreciates structure. You don't like it when things are imposed on you, but you do enjoy there being regularities, orders, and general rules that you can actually follow, and orders and structures in your workplace. And you feel that kind of brings you a sort of sense of stability. So overall, I'd say that ESE is the right type for you.
Yep.
But you already knew that.
Yep. Yeah. Well, if I had a choice, maybe I would do the LSE, but with alpha values. But it doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
No.
No.
So they get me out of there.
Oh, also I've got to mention ignored introverted ethics, in that you are very much about the group and the circle, and also about expressing emotions, no matter who it really is. You're more about that sort of emotions you give off, and so you don't quite understand this opposite or counterintuitive approach of literally acting different ways depending on your closest other people. For you, it's more about the group and whether they're, and once they're actually in your circle, you don't distinguish between family and friends as long as they're just in that circle, and then there's people who you know that you feel together with.
Right.
So yeah, and also clear out the values. So yeah.
Yep.
So thank you very much, Elena.
Thank you, Jack.
You're welcome. So it's bye from me.
Bye from me.